probably about a minute early. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we're set up okay. So just hang tight for a minute. And I had my sound turned down. And let me find myself on my page. There I am. Everything looks fine. I'm just waiting for everybody to get here today. I'm a little bit early. Okay, looks like we're up and running okay. And I don't think I have to make any adjustments. I think I'm good. Hopefully. Be sure you comment when you come on, and we'll know that you're here, and we can say hello. Just one of my lighting's okay. Let me do a little adjusting here. Clear the frog out of my throat. Okay, I want to welcome you today to my Facebook Live, Creating Cards with Debbie. I'm glad that you're here. And let's go ahead and get started with our housekeeping notes and everything. So, like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie. You can shop with me in my store at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And any items that I'm showing today can be found in there. And any products that you might be needing for your crafting needs also. If your order is under $150, use the January host code, which is XSTMPTG3, and that's also located in the description of this video also, so if you missed it. If you have any questions or anything, you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. All right, like I said, be sure you say hello when you come on. I just lost my video and comments. Okay, hi Jackie, glad you're here. We're just getting started. I came on about a minute early so I can make sure everything was set up right. Do you see everything okay? And do I sound all right? I've shut off some devices. I'm not taking away from my internet at all, so hopefully I got a stronger signal today. Can you hear me okay? I got a delay on my iPad, so I'm kind of waiting here. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go ahead. We still got our, we started a brand new mini catalog, which is good from now until April. And any items that you purchase during the month of January and February, you can also receive free items from the Celebration catalog, which is only good until February 28th. So you want to take advantage of that. We've got two levels, $50 level and then a $100 level. So we're going to be using the products out of both of those catalogs today. So like I said, it says shop and earn free Celebration products from January 5th until February 28th, 2023. And who doesn't like free products? I sure do. Okay, good, Jackie. I'm not cutting out. It might have been my internet was pulling too much with everything streaming on it. I shut a lot of things off, so hopefully it's good. Okay, and right now with the Celebration also on the back page, it's got the join special going on. And it says, join Stampin' Up! As an independent demonstrator and help others discover the joy of creativity. Join now and choose from 3 starter kits. And the first option is you can receive this brand new boho blue mini Stampin' and Cut embossing machine. And this is going to be one of our new in colors that's coming out in the next catalog. So it's kind of a sneak peek. So boho blue is the color of this one, and it's just like our white one. It opens the same way, and it's got all the pretty plates that I haven't even used yet. Everything comes with it that you'll need. And so that first option, oops, it's kind of loud. Let me go through that again. All right. Option number 1, the exclusive boho blue mini machine, which is a $63 value, plus your choice of $175 of Stampin' Up! Products for only $129. So we have never ran that special before with that much product. It's usually like, I think, $50 product or something, but you can get the boho machine plus $175 of product for $129. And then option 2 is you can get the original white mini machine, and that's the same price, $129, and you pick out $175 worth of product. And then option 3, you don't get the machines, but you can have the choice of $175 of Stampin' Up! Products for only $99. So that's $50 more product than the standard starter kit offer was. So if you have any questions on that, look in your back of your catalog, and if you still have questions on that, you can contact me. I'd be happy to explain that and help you along with that. Okay, and it's a brand new month for our paper pumpkin kit, which is called Sunshine and Smiles. And you subscribe until February 10th. It says, leap for joy with our special peek through cards. And it's kind of a sneak peek with the frog that he's really cute. And let me tell you a little bit about that. It says paper pumpkin kit on January 11th to February 10th. It says, brighten someone's day with a card from this kit. Jump for joy. Get everything you need to make unique and radiant cards. This month's kit includes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with special peek-through windows, 9 coordinating envelopes, 1 Mango Melody Stampin' Spot, and 1 photopolymer stamp set. Love this kit? Take your crafting to the next level with the coordinating Rain or Shine Sweet collection from the January to April mini catalog. And it says, plus our first ever die add-on, which starts, I believe it's today, on the 11th. So it says, introducing our first ever coordinating dies add-on. Add-ons are live during the subscription period, but only available while supplies last. And that's 2 dies, which are the largest, well, we'd have to go in the dimensions. And it's item number 162486, and it's $6, and you get the die to cut out the little frog and then the little flowers that are in that kit. But here's the website that you go to sign up for Paper Pumpkin. And if you can't see it on there, it's also in the description of my video. So, and if you can't find it there, just holler at me, and I'll be glad to help you with that also. And I gotta take my bracelet off; it's making too much noise. All right, so today we're going to be making this card here. It says, "Hi there, Valentine." Valentine's Day is coming up next month already. And it says, "I love hanging out with you." So we're going to start with that one first. We're going to be using my Stamparatas to get a good impression of the cat. Excuse me, I've got that frog in my throat. Let me get a drink of water here. Okay, maybe that's better. Maybe. It's called Love Cats, and this is in the mini catalog. right here, and I'll show you it's on page. Let me look at the index. We've got a little time. It doesn't come with any dies. It's just the stamp set by itself. But it's really cute. It's on page 70. Oops, one more page over. Well, did I look at that wrong? I thought it said 70, maybe not. Let me go back here again. Page 13. I don't know where I got the 70. Hope everybody's doing well today. We've got a beautiful day here in Arkansas today. We got sunshine. We're supposed to hit 70 today, so I don't know what happened to winter. I'm not complaining. I'm loving it. I need to get outside this afternoon when I'm finished. Get a little bit of vitamin D, sunshine. So here's the stamp set. It's $21, but it's really cute. You can see some of the samples there. So we're going to go ahead and make this card today using our Love Cats. And I'm going to get all my supplies out here. Dump them out of the package so I don't make so much noise. And we're going to start out with our basic black cardstock, which is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. And we're just going to fold that. We're not going to do the portrait way. We're going to do the landscape way. I guess that's what you call it. So we're going to burnish that edge really good. And then we've got our designer series paper, which comes from the Country Gingham 6x6 designer series paper. And that also is in the mini catalog. Lots of cute colors in here. The colors are blue, or balmy blue, mint macaron, pastel pink, and sweet sorbet. Sweet sorbet is one of our new in colors. But we're going to be using this pattern here, and it's got the what color is that again? The mint macaron on the back. We're going to use the sweet sorbet side. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing as we go. Be sure you like and share the video. I'd appreciate that. It brings me more viewers. And share with your friends. And even if they're not interested in cards, maybe they do scrapbooking. And all these paper products can be used in scrapbooking also. So it's not just limited to cards. All right, we got that first layer down. And I gotta find my instructions. What did I do with those? All right, there they are. Gosh, I can't get rid of that frog out of my throat. We didn't cut a black. Oh, great. I thought I was ready here. I don't have a black paper. Let me grab my basic black cardstock and cut one real fast. I thought it was in there, but I'm not finding it. I don't think it fell. So, I don't know if you heard that or not, but that was my friend going by. And she's supposed to be home watching me. I think she's late. Alright, let's cut this basic black. And I didn't say the measurements on the gingham. It was 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And now our black mat is going to be 3 1/8 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So I'm just going to go up here. I'm not going to colorway cross because I don't want to waste my paper if I don't have to. And that was 4 1/4 inches right there. Just going to cut her blade down here. Alright, so that was easy enough. And put that away. And now we're going to angle our black cardstock over our gingham paper. And I'm just going to angle it down to the right side a little bit and kind of center that. And now we have our basic white, which is 3 inches by 4 inches. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus to do the stamping on our basic white because I want to make sure I've got a good black impression for the cat. And a little tip is to put a stamp case underneath your lid, and it kind of supports it so it's not flopping all over the place. So I'm going to get my black Memento ink, and I'm going to ink that up. And I just re-inked my ink pads the other day, and I think I got too much ink in them, so I'm going to do it kind of light. I can always come back in and do it again. Just going to tap it a little bit. And I don't know where that frog came from today. It's in my throat. It needs to go away. Says that I want a darker impression than what that's giving me, so I'm going to do it again. And try that again. Some people have like a hockey puck or something to rub over the top, but all I got is my hand, I guess. I don't have one of those. And I think we might just go do just a tiny bit more. I want them a little bit darker. And I think that might do it. So we're going to close up our ink pad. Alright, I think I'm good with that. We just have some white spots, but that's okay. So we're going to set that aside. And I've got a smudge up here, but that's okay. We're going to put a ribbon there. Okay. Let me make sure I don't make any more ink spots on him. Alright, so now he's ready to glue to the top of our basic black. And we're going to put that at an angle too, going the opposite direction as the black is, and kind of bring it down a little bit. All right, and we had a little ribbon here. This is the black and white gingham ribbon that I'm using. And this can also be colored with your blends, your Stampin' blends, so you can change the color of it however you want. All right, and there he is. It was hiding. I'm going to use a mini glue dot to attach that, which, there it's hiding behind my stand there. I'm going to use your Take a Pick tool to get those mini glue dot off, and I'm going to roll it in a little tiny ball. So it doesn't stick out from the ribbon. And we're going to place that right over that little smudge that I made. And I just took my ribbon and I just tied a little knot on it to make it look like a faux bow. So it kind of cuts down on the bulk if you want to mail your cards. Alright, and then we're going to use our matte black dots. And we're going to place 3 of those up in this one corner. And I'm using the smaller ones. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, the putty end, to grab those off. Alright, so let's take these 3 here. And we're just going to place 3 up in this left-hand corner. And I'm going to try to get them as straight as I can. That's not always real good for me. I've got problems with putting things crooked. Alright, so to finish that off, we need to color our little heart. And put that over there. We're going to use the Sweet Sorbet Dark to do that with. And we're just going to inside of our heart. Makes it kind of stand out a little bit more. All right, and that's all we're doing on the outside. So on the inside, I've got another piece of basic white cardstock, and it measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then we've got a strip of that Designer Series paper that we're going to put across the edge on the right side. And that measures 3/4 inches by 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp. In case I mess up, I can turn it over. There's always 2 sides to every cardstock, so that's good because sometimes we need to flip it over. So I'm going to stamp it towards the left side in the center. And that looks pretty good. And cover up our ink pad and add some glue to the back of our little strip here. And I always keep a little bit longer, and then I can trim it off. It's better to be too long than too short, I say. I'm going to use my grid paper to make sure I'm straight. And that looks pretty good. And then we'll just turn it over and get our paper snips and trim that down a little bit. It sure is quiet today. That's good. Usually we have a lot of traffic that we hear going by sometimes. And then I've got my front door open a little bit too, so that probably lets a little bit more noise in. Alright, now we're going to glue this to the inside of our card. And there we go. That didn't take long, did it? It helps when I've got everything cut out, which I didn't have the black cut out, but it didn't take me very long. So there we have, hi there, Valentine. I love hanging out with you. So that's our first card for the day. And let me move things away here so I can make room for our next card. Well, I lost my clip inside of my ribbon thing there, so I like to use these little tiny clips to hold my ribbon so it doesn't all come undone. Keeps it a little bit neater. Alright, and then here we have the Adorable Owls, which is out of the Celebration catalog. And what did I just do with that? Yeah. Goodness, how could I lose it? There it is. Out of our Celebration catalog. And you can get him free with a $50 order. So here he is right here. And here's some samples that they've done. I think it's one of my favorites. I like him. It says, my friend, it's your day, and then hoot hoot, you're so cute, and then the 3 little owls. They are so cute. Well, like it says, adorable owls, and that's what they are. It's adorable. And we're going to be using the gingham paper again. And let me get my instructions all up here, and all of our pieces. And I've done a lot of the work ahead of time, so that'll save some time on cutting. Alright. Okay. It says, hoot hoot, you're so cute. And our little owl. And then on the inside it says, it's your day. And then I have another owl on the inside that I stamped and colored with our Stampin' Blends. Okay, so let's get started with him. And we're going to start out with our Sweet Sorbet cardstock. And that's 5 1/2 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And then score it in the middle at 4 1/4 inches, or you can just fold it to match up our ends and our corners and all. And then use your front folder to give it a good edge. Alright, we'll set that right there. And like I said, we're using the Country Gingham DSP again. And then we've got a basic weight, which measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and that's for the front. And then we've also got one for the inside that measures the same. So one for the outside, one for the inside. We'll set the inside one aside. And then I also have a strip of Designer Series paper, which is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inches, and that's going to go on the inside. I'm showing the wrong side. I want the red side, the Sweet Sorbet. And then, okay, I guess I do need to bring my paper trimmer back out here because we're going to do some cutting. We're going to cut this Designer Series paper, which is 2.5 inches by 4 inches, and we're going to cut that at a diagonal. So I'm just going to put that in my cutting track here at an angle, match up both corners, and we're just going to cut that along that line. And now you've got two. If I can get it off the paper cutter, there we go. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. So we're going to go like this, and another one down here. So I'm going to glue those down. And we're going to put them right up against the edge of our paper, our white cardstock. So, and I like the liquid glue because it gives you time to move your paper if you need to. Kind of slide it around and put it in place. So if you're watching this on Facebook later, be sure that you like and share the video also. And I will be putting it onto YouTube later today, and all the pictures and instructions I'll be putting on my blog. And that's, the blog address is in the description of the video also. So you can go there and get all the instructions for any cards that I've made. Alright, so we're going to set that there for a moment, and we're going to bring in this 1-inch piece of paper, Designer Series paper, and it's just a different design. It's the smaller squares, or checkers, gingham, and that measures 1 inch by 6 inches, and we're going to place that along the bottom edge here, and then we're going to trim off the excess. So let me go ahead and put the glue there. Alright, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat so I don't get glue everywhere. And I'm going to be hanging off of here a little bit. So we're just going to butt that right up against that bottom triangle. I guess it's kind of a triangle. And press that down, and then we're going to turn it over and trim off that excess paper. And see, I would have got glue all over my work surface if I hadn't done that. But that's okay. Sometimes I forget and I get glue all over the place. So, alright, so I'm going to set that aside. Well, yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to work on our owl first. So I've cut out our basic weight and Sweet Sorbet using these dies that are in the layering circle dies. And but I've already done that ahead of time, so you don't have to watch me cutting those. So we're going to set that aside. And then we're going to stamp our owl, which is the one that looks like he's flying. Or no, that's the wrong one. That's going on the inside. This one's the one we're using. And we'll bring back our black Memento ink again. And I'm going to ink him up. We're going to stamp him right in the center of the circle. trying to watch comments as we go. If you have any questions, be sure you ask them, and if I don't see you when you post them, I'll go back and watch the comments later, and I'll comment then if you have any questions or anything. So just because I don't answer you right away doesn't mean that you won't get an answer. So we're going to bring on our blends, and I've got an assortment here. We have Balmy Blue, which is going to be his eyes, and then we got Pumpkin Pie, and this one is Sweet Sorbet, the light, and then we've got light and dark soft suede, and then another Pumpkin Pie. We got the light and the dark. So we're going to start out, and we're going to color his body first. We're going to be using, we'll start with the dark soft succulent, and I'm going to place another scrap paper underneath in case this goes through to the other side. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my work surface kind of clean. Alright, like I said, we're going to start with the dark soft suede, and I'm going to kind of do a little shading with that. Well, now we're going to do all of his body with the dark soft suede, except for around his eyes and his belly. That'll be the light soft suede. So has anybody had an exciting week? Ours has been pretty quiet. Nothing really to talk about, I guess. So I guess that's a good thing. Alright, let me turn him a little bit so I can get his wings and his body. And we did take the car to get the windows, front windows tinted Monday. That was my excitement for the week. And they look really good though. It'll help cut down on the sunshine coming in so much in the summer. And we took Cookie to get her toenails done, but she doesn't like that. Okay, now we're going to take the light soft succulent, or soft suede. I don't know why I'm saying succulent. We don't need a green owl, so... Alright, we're getting his eyes done, around his eyes. It's a lighter color than what his body is. And you could color this owl any color you wanted. I've seen green ones, I've seen blue ones. There's no set rule that it has to be brown or whatever. It can be any color you want them to be. Okay. And we're going to color the inside of his ears, the light soft suede. And then we're going to come in with our orange, and we're going to do his beak and his feet. Our pumpkin pie. He is so cute. Alright. I don't need that one yet. That's for the next one. So let's color his eyes blue. His eyes could be yellow or green or any of those colors. Alright, so here we have our owl. And we're going to take our scalloped Sweet Sorbet, and we're going to glue that down. And we're just going to have a small edge of the scallop showing. All right. And then we're going to put him up on dimensionals. And it looks like I'm down to using the edges of my dimensional sheet here. So we're just going to cut those. Be sure you use your edges. Don't throw them away because they're still good to use the edges. I use every bit of it. No waste. I think I'm going to cut one more for that other side. And maybe one in the middle, just to help support them. And get my take your pick tool. Well, I'm going to set that aside for a moment. We're going to finish up the card first. We're going to get our sentiment, which says, "Hoot, hoot, you're so cute." We're going to stamp that. And I want to make sure it's got a good impression. Yeah. We're going to stamp that right on the left side of that white space. All right. I was hoping it was good. And we'll put the lid back on that for a while. All right. Now we're going to take our, what did I do with my twine? Right here. We're going to use the Baker's Twine, the 2022 to 2024 in color Baker's Twine. And we're going to wrap that along this border here. We're going to use the Sweet Sorbet in white. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal. And that'll hold it in the back for us. You could use Scotch tape too, whichever you prefer. But I'm going to just put a strip of the seal on each side. Make sure I've got it in the right spots. I might come up a little bit farther. Just want to make sure it grabs it and holds it in place. And that's our Stampin' Seal. We also have the Stampin' Seal Plus. That's a little bit stronger. Alright, so I'm going to attach this right there, and I'm going to wrap it around. I think 3 times will do it. And I want to scooch these down a little bit. I've got them up too far. And press that down so it holds. And we're going to trim just that one off. We don't want to cut all of them. Cookie just heard somebody come in the driveway. I guess she's doing her job. And now we're going to put this down on the card front. And I'm just adding some glue on the back. And make sure I've got my card opening the right direction. And wondering, this side looks like it might be a little bit better, so we're going to place that there. We're going to have a small border going all the way around it. And it could come down just a tiny bit. All right. Looking good, looking good. All right, now we're going to place our owl down. We're going to take your pick tool, and we're going to grab the backs off of those dimensionals. And you don't have any nails, this works really good to get a hold of them. Oops. I keep thinking I see something in the corner of my eye, but it must be just my eyes playing tricks. So we're going to place our owl right up in this corner and press him down. And for our bling, we've got the 2022 to 2024 in color matte decorative dots, and it's got all 5 colors there. So we're going to use the Sweet Sorbet, and I'm going to grab a large dark one, and I'll place that there, and then we're going to grab a small one and put next to him. Whoops, he didn't want to let go. And then we're going to get another big one and place that up in this corner. And it looked like that came off of the backing a little bit. I think it did. There we go. Just pushed it over. Alright, so isn't he cute? I just love him. He's so cute and adorable. Okay, we didn't finish our tie here though. We're going to put a faux bow onto our 3 strings here of baker's twine, and I'm just going to take a little piece of twine and I'm going to tie it so that it looks like a bow, but it's not really a bow, it's a faux bow. Well, thumbs here, can't even tie a knot here. Well, goodness, what am I doing wrong here? Let me turn this. It's hard to do this when you're on camera, I guess. Alright, so there we go. And I'm going to trim those down. I want to leave them a little bit long. About like that. That's good. And let me trim this one down. It's a little bit longer. There. Alright, now we're going to do the inside. And remember I had that 4 by 5 1/4 inch basic white, and then I have the strip of the designer series paper that was a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inches, and it looks like I've got a smudge or something there. We're going to turn that over, and we're going to stamp our sentiment and our other owl, which is this little guy with the bow tie. And I'm going to stamp him first to make sure that I'm happy with it, that I don't have to turn my paper over. So we're going to stamp him down in this corner, the right hand corner. And he looks great. And our sentiment is, "It's your day." And it's kind of wet there. I'm going to get some of that ink off. And we're going to stamp that up in our upper left-hand corner. Alright, and then we're going to attach this to our left side, and then we'll let that ink on the owl dry just a moment, and then we'll use our Stampin' Blends and color him too. I guess it's a him, he's got a bow tie on him. And I've got to name my new boho baby boss, this one. I still got to name him yet. He doesn't have a name. I call my white one, I call that baby boss, but I don't know what to call the blue one here. So give me some suggestions in the comments, and I'll look later and we'll pick out one. He's got to have a name. Alright, and cut off all that excess strip off of that designer series paper, and here's the inside. I'm not going to attach that to the inside of my card yet. I want to use my Stampin' Blends and color him first. So let's bring our blends back out here again. And we're going to start by coloring his body again. So we're going to do the dark, soft suede. And start coloring his body. So give me some suggestions on a name for our blue boho, what we can call him. I haven't thought of any names yet, so I need some ideas. our big boss is called just Big Boss. Something cute, maybe. I think it's a boy because it's blue. Must be. Maybe they should have came out with a pink one. So right now, demonstrators can buy it until, I think it's January 15th. And the promotion for getting it with the starter kit runs while celebration is on, which ends February 28th. So you have that much time to either sign up as a demonstrator, which means you're not going to be a demonstrator per se, but it just means that you get a discount on all your orders, future orders. So you can do it as a hobby just to support your own supplies. And that's a lot of product that you get for only $129. You get $175 worth plus the machine, which is a $63 value right there. So it's a great opportunity to get extra supplies that you might be needing, plus a machine if you don't have one. And all of our smaller dies and small embossing folders all work in this one, just like they do with the big one. Okay, so I got his feet colored, and we're going to do around his eyes and his stomach using the light soft suede. And I'd love to have you on my team. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. It's a great opportunity, and if you don't want to keep doing being a demonstrator, you can let it lapse, and then they won't take your stuff away or nothing. You just keep the supplies that you've got. So you've got nothing to lose. And Stampin' Up is a wonderful company. They stand behind all their products really well. I've never had any issues with them at all. If there's something that's defective, they'll replace it. No questions asked. You don't find a lot of companies that do that. Okay. And we're going to come in with our sweet sorbet, and we're going to use the dark sweet sorbet to do a little bit of shading on his bow tie. And then we'll come in with a light sweet sorbet and do the rest of his bow tie. All right. Oh, we got to do his eyes yet. Do them blue. No, I got to do the inside of his ears yet. I didn't do those yet. All right. Isn't he cute? So I'm going to do the light pumpkin pie for the inside of his ears. Gotcha. All right, now we can glue that to the inside of our card. Am I plugged up here? And I just had some stuck on the outside a little bit. All right, so we're going to put that on the inside of our card. And I'm going to leave a small border going around, and you just slide them down a little bit here. All right, isn't he cute? Adorable. So here's our cute, you're so cute. And then the inside, it's your day. I had a glue goober there. So that's our second card. Let's go on to our third card. And we're doing good on time. I've got a stray here. Where did it go? I just dropped it. There it is. Off of my matte dots. Put you back down there. Well, turn over. Where's my take your pick tool? Alright. Looks like you go right there because I see some adhesive right there he came off of. Alright, we got him fixed. So here's our third card. It says, I love that we are friends. And I didn't put anything in the inside. It could be a Valentine's card, or it could be just that you're happy that we're friends with somebody, I guess. That you appreciate them, or you're thinking about them. And we're using the gingham embossing folder. So let me get the other dimensions out here first, and we'll go through those. Alright, we're going to start out with our basic white cardstock, which is going to be our card base. Move that aside. And I'm not using, well, I am using a stamp set. We're using the Country Bouquet, and that's in our mini catalog also. And these could be for Valentine's, or just wanted to say, for you, I love that we are friends, happy Valentine's Day. So it's a cute stamp set also. So we're starting out with our thick basic white, which is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's either folded in half or scored at 4 1/4 inches. And we're just going to burnish that edge really good. We'll set that aside. And then we've got our cardstock, which is mint macaron, and that measures 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I've embossed it using our gingham embossing folder. I don't know if you can see it better on here. So I've done that ahead of time. So that's going to be our mat. We can glue that down. And when I've got a layer that's embossed like this, I usually put a little extra glue on there to hold it because of the thickness and all the ridges. So just to help reinforce it a little bit more. I maybe don't have to, but I do. And I'm going to turn that to that side. We're going to place that down. We're going to keep a small edge going all the way around it. And press that down so it attaches really good. And now we've got some layers of paper that comes from, this is the Country Floral Lane 12 by 12 paper. And we're using some of that for our card today. And it's, I think I showed this before. It's got lots of pretty designs and pretty, the backs are really cool too. I like those too. Oops, and I just dropped them on the floor. I need to, before we get started, I need to color some twine here. So let me bring that out here, and I need to get my scrap paper. And we're going to color some of the twine that we're going to make a bow with. And I'm using my Stampin' Blends. I'm using the Dark Soft Succulent. And let me get my arm out of there. Let me go this direction. I'm not going to cover the whole length of it. I'm just going to do half with the Soft Succulent, and then I'm going to leave the other half white. I just want to make sure I'm in camera view. Yeah. And we're just going to run that across our twine. I'm using the edge of my brush tip. I'm not using the fine tip of it. So Let me do a little bit more, and I just dropped it on the floor. So it's going to roll all over the floor now and unwind for me. The cat will love it when she finds it. Alright, I think I've got that good. And we're just going to let that sit and dry for a little bit. It doesn't take very long to dry, so we can work on the rest of our card in the meantime. So, let me see how far that went. I guess it didn't go too far. Let me grab it before it does unwrap all of it. And this is just our white baker's twine that I'm using. So we're going to set that aside and let it dry, and we'll work on the rest of our card. I'm going to get rid of that so we don't transfer ink. And I'll bring over another scrap paper here. If I find one here. Got all kinds of them here. I just need to grab the right one. There. Alright, so we've got some of that Designer Series paper that I just showed you out of that pack. And plus I've got Petal Pink cardstock. And those measurements are, I've got 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. Wait, that's 1 5/8 by 4 7/8. We've got 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. And then another smaller one that's 1 3/4 by 3 3/8. So our Designer Series paper is, one is 1 3/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches, which goes here. And then our other one is 1 1/2 by 4 3/4. And I'll have all those measurements in my blog later. So if you missed it, you can go to my blog and check it out. And then I've got a basic white, which is 1 5/8 inches by 3 3/8 inches. And we're going to stamp on that layer. And that's going to go over the top of this one. So let me go ahead and start attaching these to our Petal Pink cardstock. And I'm going to leave a small border going all the way around again. And the same with this one. All right. And now we can add those to our card front. So put more glue. I'm not putting them up on dimensions on this one, but with our stamped image one I will. And I guess it doesn't really matter which is which way is up, which way is down. So, and I'm going to leave a small border on the left side. And our other one. It's kind of good at this too. It's no right way up or down because the hearts are going both directions, so it alternates. And we're going to place that next to the other one, line them up, and leave an edge all the way around it. Alright, I'm going to set that aside for a moment. We're going to stamp on our basic white one here. We're using mint macaron, and I'm using the heart stamp, and this has a large heart and then a small heart that's attached to each other, but I'm only going to do the top, the larger one. So I'm just going to catch the corner of my stamp pad. And I'm going to need my piercing mat here because we're working with photopolymer. So let me ink that up again to make sure. And I'm just going to put my heart at the top. And let that sit for a second or so. And that'll lighten up after a bit, so don't be upset when it looks darker than what it really is, because it'll lighten up when it dries. Alright, and then we've got two of the little hearts. And one is the outline, and then one is for the inside. And I'm trying to figure out, this is the outline one. So we're going to do the outline image first. And we're going to stamp those right on this side of the large hearts. And come back in with the hearts that do the center. And line those up. I'll probably get my head in the camera. You'll see all my gray hair. Alright, like I said, those will lighten up after they dry a bit. We'll close up our ink pad. And of course I had to get my fingers in it. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment using black Memento ink. And that says, I love that we are friends. I'm going to stamp that off first to see how it looks. Yeah. I got way too much ink on my ink pad the other day when I re-inked it, so I'm having to be careful with it. Alright, and we're going to stamp this right at the bottom of that little white piece of cardstock there. Alright, so we're done with our stamping. Now we can get rid of that. And we're going to glue this down to our petal pink layer. And a small border going around it. Well, it matches up with the petal pink, so it's, you just got the edges showing on the right and the left side. And we're going to put that up on dimensionals. And we're going to be finishing off this page of dimensionals here pretty soon. So let's do some snipping. And I want to make sure I've got enough on here where it's not going to sink in the middle. I want to make sure it's supported really good. So we're going to put 4, 2 on each edge, and then we'll put another one in the center to help support it. So bring our card back over here and get our take your pick tool. Well, that's okay, Jackie. Yeah, our phones can be temperamental sometime. I just hope that my sound is still good yet. If you're on here, could you tell me if it's good yet? Alright. Let's place this right in the center. I'm kind of put it off to the left a little bit so we don't have it quite centered. Alright, I'll take our paper out of there. And I'm going to bring over my bow jig. And I'm going to make us a double bow using our twine that we only colored part of it with our mint macaron. And we're going to wrap that around twice. And bring that back around there. Come back to this side and we'll tie it off. I guess I colored more than I was wanting to, but that's okay. I was going to leave some white, but I do have spots of white showing through yet. So let's snip that off. And I need a glue dot. And I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to kind of roll it in a little ball because I don't want the glue sticking out from the twine. So I think I'm going to place it right there in the middle of the heart. So I'm going to put the glue dot down first. And add our little bow. And you can fluff out those layers if you want to, so make sure it shows everything. I guess I did a triple bow on this one, where I only did a double bow on the other one, but that's okay. It looks good. Alright, and then we've got to add some little bit of bling. So we've got the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. So I'm going to add 3 of those to our card front. And I think I'm going to use the smaller ones. There's a large, and then a medium, and then a small. We're going to do it the small. And I think I'll place one right there. And we want 3, so we're going to add another one right there next to the small hearts, and then another one. We want 3. I always do odd numbers, so we'll put one down there. My original, I had it on the designer series paper, but I think I like it there. It shows better. Alright, so there's our 3rd card. So let me bring all these out here for you to see, and we'll close for today. I just want to make sure that they're all getting in view here okay. They all fit here? Let me see. I've got a delay on my iPad, so it's going to take it a moment. Yeah, okay. I think we can see them all. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the cards today. Be sure to tell your friends, share the video, like it, and if you're watching it later on YouTube, be sure you hit that subscribe button that's down below and hit that little bell, and you'll be notified when I put new videos up. I try to do a Facebook Live every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Central Time. So, and then I usually add them to YouTube probably about a couple hours later because I take a little break in between. But I will be back next Wednesday, which will be, well, it's January 18th. It's my husband's birthday, but I'm pretty sure I'm still going to do a live. If I don't, I'll let you know if I want to reschedule it or if he's wanting to do something that day. So otherwise, as far as I know, it'll be next Wednesday, January 18th at 1 o'clock Central Time. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing yet, but it'll probably be something out of the celebration because celebration's only a short 2 months, and I want to get plenty of ideas in there so you can see how to use your products. So I'm going to let you all go for today. I'm glad you were here. Everybody stays healthy all week, and I hope that you'll get some crafting time in between now and next Wednesday. So until then, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you. I've got to find my fringe button. I can't see it.